Okay. So whenever you guys go to do this, you're gonna need your Forms R Us login as well as your Docusign login. And so I just went to Forms R Us, logged into our board forms. And right now I'm logged in as Chrissy because once you link them, you don't have to do it every time. So I wanted to start with someone that hadn't linked yet. So you'll go to My Profile, go to Edit User Profile, go to Docusign, and you're just going to put your login and password. It's asking for the main profile to be updated, so you might have to do that. Okay. Now let's try again. Okay. Okay, give me a second, guys, because it's not letting me. Sorry. Okay. Worked great yesterday.
Kristin, see where it says update profile to your right, right there?
Right. And I clicked up here by accident. So I think that's, yeah, I'm going to hit that this time. Amanda?
Your video.
Okay.
Maybe we need somebody that doesn't have so many aliases.
Is that?
Right. Okay, so
Gosh.
we're gonna try something else. I'm just gonna log
You can
out.
log in
This
as
is where,
me if you want. You can log in as me if you want to.
I might have to.
Okay. I gave you my password the other day. If you need it. I don't have any secrets in there.
I think I'm gonna try.
I just texted you mine.
I will need, hold on one second. It's gonna want authentication because this is a new. So where you, okay, we're gonna try this again. Where it says my profile, go to edit my user profile. So this is where you're gonna put your Docusign email and your password and hit update profile. It will save, and to know it's saved, whenever you log in, you'll always see your login information. Once you do it, you don't have to do it more than once.
Who is making her do that?
Oh, it made you do it?
Yeah. So now whenever you guys are creating a package and you come in here, you'll create a new packet. And for instance, let's say we're gonna do a sales contract. You can put any forms you want over here. So the buyer's exclusive agency, a residential sales contract, and let's say you're gonna use, I don't know, a condo, it doesn't matter. Make sure you name your package so it'll save. Yes,
Kristin,
yes,
can
ma'am.
you make up packets so you can just grab them?
Yes.
Or do you have to do this each time like this?
No, you can create a template. I was just wanting to show how to create a packet from the beginning.
Okay, okay.
So however you want to name your packet, and then you'll save it. And those packets are going to be stored right here at the top. So like here we have, sorry, that pop-up came up again. Okay. And then you'll just go to autofill. And then choose if you're going to be on the selling side or the listing side, so it can autofill your information. And then put in your client's information. So if you're going to start from the beginning and you're entering a new client, then you can click just right here and start putting in all their information. So the street address is the property of the contract you're writing. So I'm going to write it on Smizer Station Road, which is our Fenton office. Make sure you fill out the county because that'll auto-populate for you. And then the contract date. And since we're doing a sales contract, there won't be a listing date, so you can leave that blank.
What happens if they put a date in there?
It'll auto-populate if there's a place for a listing. So if you had a listing and a sales contract and or you could put them both in and it'll auto-populate. If you put a date in there, it's not gonna go anywhere.
That's what,
So you're gonna wanna click that you want it to autofill for you. So I'm gonna use Amanda. And you'll put their information of where they live, that information like on the buyer's agency, it would autofill all of this.
Quick question, if you have buyers and it's say like Jane Doe and Bill Smith, it's both single, but they're buying it together. You just put all that in the first buyer name?
So the first buyer will be your first buyer, and then you'll have your second buyer tab right here.
Okay, so that would be the second person.
Yes.
Okay.
Something that Kay and I found was she was putting her client's cell phone number here, but then when she went to the buyer's agency, it wasn't auto-filling in. And that's because the buyer's agency pulls from the primary phone number. So if they only have a cell phone, make sure you're putting it in as their primary, whatever you're wanting on that buyer's agency. And then their email address. Then I'm gonna go to buyer 2. And I'm gonna put Lexi in. She's at 1900 Park Avenue.
I don't think we can use those until you get that.
So even though the seller may not be your client, because right now on here I marked we are representing the buyer, you can still put their name so it'll autofill for you on the contract. But of course, you don't have their address or a phone number, email address, and that's okay. And then there's a place for seller 2, notes, or additional contacts. This is a co-agent. This piece will not fill in on the sales contract, but you can put all their information in here if you want it. A loan officer, their mortgage company, the title, because you can print this sheet if you were to choose. I'm going to save it first. Did it not?
Mhm.
So if you wanted to print these sheets for your record, it puts it all as, it's basically a transmittal. It just doesn't have the like commissions or any of that. But if I would have put the title company, anything you put in there, including the notes, is going to print on this contact sheet. So I'm going to go back to my forms now that I've added my clients in, and I'm going to autofill. So we're the seller, and I'm going to search for Amanda Rose. And we're going to use this client. So it put her name in. Now there's still going to be boxes you're going to need to fill in. However, it got it started for you. The packet's here, ready to go. And let me go to that last page of the buyer's agency to show you how it auto-filled it for you. So here's all of Amanda's information. Here's all of Lexi's. And because I'm in Jose's account, it shows him as the agent. It automatically auto-filled anything that you have saved on here. And then you'll start filling in all of this. Once you've filled in all the details to your contract, your documents, whatever you're needing, you're going to save it as, and you're going to create a folder.
Kristin, in that case, you probably should create a folder for that. Instead of default folder, you should probably make it for that property, right? Or that buyer.
Yes.
Okay. What did you hit? Exit?
I just hit exit. And then I went, it automatically took me to the forms, but I'm going to show you, like it went to Smizer Station. It didn't go to default because I typed that name in on that next line. It created a new folder.
Okay.
So here's the closing packet. You'll just go to actions and you're going to digitally sign with Docusign. Gonna make sure it wants to use my Docusign account. And now it's gonna open in Docusign.
So Kristen, do you recommend that we each go in and set up our own buyer contract package and then listing
Listing.
package, just a blank, so we can pull it and then start inputting that stuff?
Yes, because if you have it just saved in the different folders, you can just click your client then and add it and autofill your client's information each time.
The other
Okay.
thing, Creighton, is if you make your packets ahead of time, you'll have a chance to kind of preview and make sure you got every form you want in there. Right?
Right. I forget
If you
title
have a
and
house,
survey all the
sister,
time.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it took us automatically to Docusign. You'll add your recipients. I don't have Amanda in mine, so I'm gonna add her really quick. I'll add Lexi.
So another quick question.
Yes.
You do your standard contract package, and then you fill out the buyer info, and then you save it, and then you want to add, let's say, like a condo rider or a subdivision rider. When do you do that?
I'll go back and I'll show you how to do that as soon as I'm done with the
Okay.
signature piece. So I've added both our recipients here, Amanda, Lexi, and then we just go in and you just place their signatures where you need them. And then hit send.
So you bypass that feature of having to scan it and upload it and then lay it all out. It came directly to that piece, right?
Yes.
Kristen, I have a question for you.
Yes.
Once we're at this point and we're in Docusign, adding the signatures to this packet that we just created in Forms or Us, is there any way to go and pull maybe like a lead-based paint or a seller's disclosure in so that we can collect signatures on those at the same time?
Yes. So like something that's already,
Already saved on my hard drive somewhere.
yes. So I'm gonna go. So you just hit the back button and it'll take you to the main screen, and then you can upload from your desktop. You can use a template, something from your cloud. And that's where
Okay.
you would just import it all from.
Okay, so
And
at this
then-
point, it's just like being in Docusign, whether I entered through Forms or Us or not. So that's easy. That's good.
Yes.
Okay, great.
Yep.
Thank
And
you.
you'll hit next and you'll hit send. So
Kristen,
gonna
I have
go-
a question.
back, yes ma'am.
So if you determined you made a mistake on a name or something like that, you just go back into the Forms or Us file, fix it and
Yes.
resend it, or do you fix it here?
You would have to go back to the Forms or Us because that's where it was created.
Gotcha.
So I'm gonna log in because Creighton asked about how we could add to a packet that's already saved.
So you can send it over to Docusign as many times as you need to.
Yes,
As long as you're not sending it out from Docusign, they're not gonna get the final until you're ready for it.
correct. So I used our standard closing packet here is what I started filling out. And then I remember I need to add a condo writer to it. So you'll go to the form. So let's go grab the resale certificate. Open a new form. And then you'll just go in and save as, and you can put it in that folder. So all these folders here, see that Smizer Station? And you'll just save it back in that form, or in that folder. So it's right here with the closing packet.
So Kristen, how would you pull both of those documents into Docusign at the same time?
Let's let's see. I have not had to do that yet, so let's try it. Can we process? Okay, so I just clicked this blue box, went to process queue, and we're going to digitally sign using Docusign.
Okay, so process queue.
Yes.
Great.
Any other questions?
You don't have to, like when you added that condo rider there, did you have to do an update on that form with the buyers? I didn't see that happen.
Yes. So you could go to action. You guys are-
You have to fill it out.
Sorry, guys, the screen is in my way. Okay. So action. And, oh, sorry, on the, when we added it here, we would have had to add that. On the condo writer,
Right.
on the main screen is where you would have action autofill. And then you would have filled your client's information in again.
Okay, thank you.
And then saved it in that folder, sorry.
Kristin, I have a question. I know you put that extra document in that folder, but
Yes.
when the buyer receives the packet, is it all in one or will they have two emails?
No, it's all in one. Here, I'll show you. I'm gonna fill it out. Use client.
Okay. Okay.
So you may.
Because she hasn't actually sent it from Docusign. Right, Kristen? If you
Correct.
sent it the first time and you went back and did something, you'd be sending the whole packet again. Right?
Correct. So like if I click both, process queue, we're gonna send it with Docusign.
There's two attachments you need, or two emails.
Yeah, two emails. One that may not,
Yeah,
Sign one and think they're done.
that's what happens.
but are we saying it comes as one?
Sorry, it's taking a second.
DocuSign.
So it comes as one email. So it's, here's that package that I had originally done, but because I hadn't sent it yet, there's the additional form. It's all together.
Does it allow you to sign first, Kristen? I always like to sign mine before I send it out to clients. That way I'm kind of looking over it again.
Yes, so over here on the left where it says add recipient, and I added Amanda earlier, but because I went back and didn't send it, I have to send it again. So if I add myself, and I want to sign it first, I would set a signing order and put me as first and make Amanda second. That way I could preview it and sign before they receive it.
Hey, Kristen,
Yes.
I had a question. I used this the other day. Do you have to do one signature at a time, or can you do group signatures if you wanted to and send it to all three at once?
Yeah, so if you don't want a signing order, you just uncheck signing order and it goes to everybody at the same time.
Really?
Okay.
Or if you want to do a signing order, and let's say you want to be first, but you want both your buyers to sign at the same time, hold on. You would
I
just
didn't-
make everybody else number 2.
She's Lexi K.
Oh, thank you.
Kristen,
I would
there's
be
a
able to
couple
sign.
questions in the chat for you.
Okay, I cannot see the chat while I'm screen sharing right this minute. Let's see. Lynn, can you tell me what those questions are? Because it's not showing me the screen.
Brent's getting them for you.
I
Yeah,
can't move
okay.
it. There we go. Okay. Let's see, Liz says mine keeps sending me back to the update profile. And Carol says, I just always did my forms are us, and then saved it to my desktop. Then I would upload to Docusign. It was very easy.
Yes, you can do it that way still too. This was just saving you from having to log into 2 systems and just forwarding it over. And then Liz, for it asked me to update the profile. I'm gonna go in and play with that with Chrissy's to see why it's doing that.
One-time thing. So now every time you go to Forms or Us, you just put it over. So this is easier.
Gotcha. So Carol, Amanda just said you're only logging into Forms or Us. You're not logging into 2 systems. Is that right?
Well,
Or
it's
else
gonna
you can
automatically
stream it.
open it for you.
So it's actually easier.
Once you-
It saves you a step.
Once you-
Hey, Kristen,
Yes.
when we send a counter, do we do all that in Forms or Us then, or in where do we pull the back page from and then the counter offer form from?
So, okay. The back page, so when that comes back, when that comes into you, you would have to save just that page.
Okay.
And then.
Do I do that in
the
Forms
counter.
or Us or in Docusign?
So you would have to then log into Docusign for that back page, because that back page isn't coming from Forms or Us, it'll be coming from your email, since it'll be from the other agent.
Could they,
Okay.
oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
How do you pull that one page out of everything else? Do you have to
Yeah.
download it all?
I never could do that either. I had to print it and then just rescan it.
Hold on 1 second, no.
So if you were gonna go print, go ahead, keep going, Kristen, and I'll talk to them. If you were gonna go print any form that you ever have on your desktop that you wanted just one page of, you would do your file print, but you would uncheck, like right now it defaults to print all. So you would check the box that says custom, print that one page, and instead of printing it, you could actually save it as a PDF and send it back over to yourself if you
Okay.
wanted to.
Duh.
Here, I'll show you how to do it really quick. I was just gonna go in and grab a form.
Quick question, when you get the notification that the docs have been signed, does that come through Docusign or Forms or Us?
Through Docusign.
Okay, because I don't trust Forms or Us. Half the time it doesn't work when they do the email.
So for instance, like if you only, let's say, page 5 of this packet, here's your document, you would hit download, like I'm sorry, you're gonna hit print.
6 months.
Mhm.
No, actually longer.
So I'll see each other every day.
You're gonna save as a PDF, and you're gonna custom what page you wanna save. So if you only wanted page 5, you'd only save page 5. And save it right here on your desktop then, you know. And then it's on your desktop, that way you don't, that pulls that page out of that packet for you to upload it, and you don't have to hold on to the whole packet. All right, do we have any other questions?
Yeah, can you do it all again, please? No, seriously.
She can do another one. Do a fireside or something. Do something different.
You just use the same people so you don't have to upload them again, but just kind of go through the process again. I mean, I'm a little slow sometimes I got most of it, but.
But it's hard to, unless you know shorthand, right, Mona?
Well, that's exactly right. I was looking down and then she did something else and I missed it. No.
And don't forget, if you get hung, you can call Kristin or Amanda or, wow, that's why we had Lexi sit in on it and kind of walk through it with you too.
Okay. So you created your packet already. I create a new packet and you saved it here. I'm going to do a listing packet this time. You'll go to actions and you're going to autofill. I'm going to go to the listing side. And I'm going to choose my client, which is Amanda. But I didn't save that seller, I only saved that buyer's info where I put all her email address, so there was nothing there to autofill, but it still took that property information. It has the email address, and then we're just gonna save it as. We're gonna create, okay, so I'm gonna create a new folder by saying listing packet Smizer. Hit save. I'm gonna exit from being in here. It went to the new packet. Actions. Digitally sign with Docusign. Confirm my Docusign account. I don't want to add any other forms. I'm going to add my recipient. Put Amanda's initials where they need to go. Put my signature where it needs to go. And then hit send. I'm going to send without fields. Because I had sent, so it comes back to here, so that's where I was at. But if you went to Docusign, your forms would be in there. I'm in Kristi's right now.
I'm sorry, what did you mean send without fields?
So send without fields, I didn't click on my name. I had me as a recipient and Amanda.
Right.
So it was making sure that it was okay to send it even though I didn't assign my signature to something.
Okay.
So that way when Amanda's done, it'll come back. That was just a goof on my end.
So how do you get it to come to the agent, come back to me first so I can review it?
If I would have chosen a field, here, let me log back in. Whenever, if I would have put my name on there first.
If my name goes first, it comes to me first?
Yes.
The
And you
signing
choose
order.
you as the first
Signing
signing.
order.
Yes.
On the signing, right.
Yep.
Hey, Kristen,
It's me.
Craig made a comment. So best practice would be to set up your users, buyers, or sellers, then choose the closing or listing packet that you set up. Yes?
Yes.
Okay.
Anything else?
So you set the client up in Forms or Us?
Yes. Let me show you where that's at. We'll go to the main page. Okay, so when you first log into Forms or Us, this is what it looks like. All your forms are down here. Your clients are up in this top tab. And you're gonna just add new client. Any other questions?
So Kristen, they could fill out the complete form in Forms or Us, right? And save it in that folder?
Yes,
You just didn't do that,
correct.
right? So the beauty of it would be you have a saved format in case you got to make changes to it or whatever. You've got your whole file already typed up, ready to go.
Right.
Versus if, when you put it in Docusign, you're going to have to start it over again. If you did
Correct.
that, right?
Yes. All right.
Have to play with it.
Absolutely. And you can call me, we can Zoom. Amanda, Lexi, they both, we worked on this yesterday. Amanda was the one that helped me figure this all out. So you can call any of us. We'll set up a Zoom. We can answer questions on the phone. So, all right.
Thank you.
All
Thanks,
right.
Kristen.
No problem. I'll talk to you guys later.
Thank you.
Kristen, thank you.
Bye.
Good stuff.